Sure.
Let's keep rolling. Next up, bantamweight bout. 5'7" Russian Peter No Mercy Yan. 14-1-0. Opens up a -225. Now a -250 favorite. Money coming in on Yan. Going up against 5'7" Brazilian Jose Jr. Aldo. 28-6-0. Opens up at +188. Now at +200. Let's start with.
Can I take? Do you mind if can I take it? I'll just do 5 seconds. I'll do 5 seconds.
Thank you, Pete.
5 seconds, okay? 5 seconds. Jose Aldo at +180. No, fuck out of here. This is like Tisha Torres, except even better. All over Jose Aldo at this line, +180. Whoever wants to take it next, go for it.
Well, Zuby Thoughts saying the same thing. Upset alert. Bet on Aldo. Loshak comes in firing an Aldo blow right away. Big Mo, what do you think of that?
Shit, Jimmy. Fucking legend got me sweating even more than these antibiotics do over here on this fight. At first I was thinking, Yan, Peter, whatever my man's name is. He has good Muay Thai. He walks forward. He's vicious 1-2. He knocked Faber down, completely down, like Faber hit him with something. He just looked at Faber, laughed at him, and then hit him with the 1-2 and knocked Faber across the ring. My man is vicious. But we're talking about Jose Aldo. We're talking about, some people call Max Holloway the best featherweight of all time. Nuh-uh! It's Jose Aldo, people. Went 10 years unbeaten. If Jose comes in, works his boxing, and he brings his leg kicking game back, he starts chopping those legs. He used to have the most vicious leg kicks in the game, switch kicks to the body. If he brings his kicking game back and doesn't just try to box with Yan, then I think that he could come in the 5-round fight. He could light his legs up. But the pick for me has to be Peter. I think dude's just a monster. I think dude is the future type of MMA fighter. He's about good everywhere. He can wrestle. He can strike. He's vicious. He has charisma. Dana likes him. I think they're going to push him to the moon. But I'm not mad at the +180 like the legend said. But I think here the pick is Yan.
This looks like the Tisha Torres fight all over again, except even better, right?
Yeah, I was kicking myself in my butt on the Tisha Torres that I didn't drop some moolah on that one.
Pete.
I mean, yeah, he's lost 4 out of his last 5 or whatever to Moraz, Holloway, Volkanovski. Sure.
Nick, what do you think of by Lodos?
I'm just worried about his second weight cut down to 135 and how it goes. If he on the scales, if he comes in perfectly, everything goes well like last time, then I'm probably definitely betting Aldo. But Peter's a dangerous SOB. He keeps his guard up right here. He's very hard. I mean, he'll trade one to give one. He's got a great.
Where does he keep his guard up at?
Right here.
All right, just
that being said, though, Yan's just a beast. He really is. And then we got Aldo trying to make come at the 135 division. This is the Marlon Moraes fight. A lot of people thought he lost. A lot of people thought he won. It could have went either way, in my opinion. I'm not sure what you guys think. The line is way off here. That's one thing that's way off, is the line. It should be like 30 to a +110 type thing ordeal. So you're definitely getting value on Aldo. But this is a 5-round fight. So can Aldo go 5 rounds at 135 and do it with a full gas tank? I'm not so sure. We have to see. His last fight was at a 3-round fight with Marlon Moraes, correct?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that being said, it's a tough one. It's like I got to see the weigh-ins. I need to see the weigh-ins. I need to see how Aldo cuts that weight again.
Yeah. I mean, you can make an argument against them. There are many arguments that are legitimate. I'm not saying it's a lock. I'm saying a +180. Come on.
Yeah,
come on.
He's being disrespected.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Clint, is this a live dog?
Wow.
Yan by KO +120.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yan by KO at +120.
Wow.
So I think Pete's on the right track as far as seeing that there's live dog, very much like the Tisha Torres spot that we were in a couple weeks ago where we made some serious cash. The difference there is that Tisha Torres is not showing signs of aging. She is not showing signs of being a retired fighter. She was just getting dominated by better competition. She made it the full rounds every single time. Nobody was finishing her. We're seeing an Aldo that's been put away. Max Holloway KO'd him in back-to-back fights. Yes, he lost decisions to Volkanovski and Moraes. However, the very first sign of a fading fighter, boys, is when they can't pull the trigger anymore. The reason that Jose Aldo lost that fight to Marlon Moraes is all he did was stalk him down. He was not pulling the trigger. He wasn't striking. You talk about those legendary leg kicks of Jose Aldo. They ain't there anymore. He just doesn't leg kick anymore. He has not used the tools that we used to see in the cage. I know he's only 33 years old, but this kid's been fighting since 2004 was his pro debut.
He fell in love with his boxing.
He fell in love with his boxing, especially after ripping those 2 body shot TKOs with Stevens and Moicano. But this is a young man made old. And we saw exactly what happened when he gets stretched out in the Holloway fights. And Petr Yan fights the exact same way that Max Holloway does. When you fade, he cranks that dial up. He fights out of Tiger Muay Thai. He's a mean, vicious, bloodthirsty type of fighter. When Aldo starts to slow in rounds 3, 4, and 5, I expect Petr Yan to crank it up at that point and more than likely put him away.
First of all, I agree with you, A, that Aldo has lost a step. I agree with that. And 2, in my notes here, I have, this might be Aldo's last, good or great fight of his career, and a steep decline might come after this one. But I think and just based on all the research that I've done into his condition right now, mentally, physically, I think he's got one more in him.
I got to see it, Pete. I feel like this is a spot where he's lost a step, and that's where you got to wonder. I'm not looking to back a fighter that has lost a step. That's gotten me burned in the past, so I'm not going to do it here. If you don't feel like finding an angle on it, I'd say go ahead and pass. I don't mind the dog shot. I feel like you're right. We've got a huge step up in experience here for Yan. However, this is the type of young fighter, this is the type of changing of the guard spot that I do like. I think the UFC knows what they've got on their hands here, and the reason they set up this fight is because they want Peter to get a win over a name. That way, when the public goes, who's the champion at 135, they go, the dude that beat Jose Aldo.
Yep. And what worries me the most in this fight is, him at 135 is he couldn't cut at 145, and him cutting weight at 145 was tough enough, right, Clint? And now he's at 135 at an older age, cutting the weight. I don't see how he goes 5 rounds at that weight. I just don't.
Don't forget, this is championship weight, folks. He doesn't have that 1 pound allowance. There's no 136 here. He's got to get to 135, and this will be his second weight cut down here. There's been a couple times in recent history, I want to say Anthony Pettis, he made weight the first time, dropping weight, and then the second time it was just too much for him to handle. I got to wonder if this isn't going to be a similar spot where Aldo just can't quite get his body down there, especially if he looks shaky at the weigh-ins. I'm going to go ahead and probably take that prop shot on Petr Yan, or the other option is sprinkle rounds 3, 4, and 5 by Petr Yan to get those low-risk, high-reward type of prop bet finishes.
We're clicking here, Clint. We're clicking, if you know what I mean.
We're clicking.
Who is Yan beat other than Rivera? You're like, oh, yeah, I'm taking Yan at minus 200 against Jose Aldo because he knocked out Uriah Faber at 40 years old?
Get him, Pete.
It's the skill set that he has, Pete, and the fact that he made it look easy. There was not a single moment in that fight that Uriah Faber had him concerned. This man is – have you ever watched Rocky IV, Pete?
Yes.
When Ivan Drago says he's made out of steel, this dude marches forward. He's a Terminator. He's a killer.
Yes.
And out of Tiger Muay Thai, he's got every skill in the book that we need against a fading, in my opinion, Jose Aldo.
I like that breakdown very much. Adds a ton of excitement to the Yan Aldo fight.